place at the Hager house that has had some of the most interesting incidents doesn't involve moving objects or strange sounds at all. The basement must hold many memories for the families living in the house. This evidence might be seen in some of the strange occurrences witnessed in the basement by visitors, employees, and even our video crew.
Last year we were giving the ghost tours. We were all down in the basement, and one of the tourists commented that there was a smell of cherry pies, like someone was baking, and we all started to smell it.
One of the most interesting events occurred while our own production crew was videotaping a program for the Hager house. And while shooting a segment for the basement, the crew noticed audio problems that could not be explained. The audio problems caused the production to be halted for the day, and eventually the audio mixer had to be sent out for repairs. Upon being asked what the problem was with the mixer, the repair facility could offer no explanation. On a much darker note, some of the most disturbing occurrences reported in the basement deal with the feelings of death and distress emanating from a certain corner.
The corner of the basement, no one likes to go in there. Everyone thinks it's really creepy and someone might have got killed in there. We have psychics that say that someone was murdered in that corner, and it's really spooky.
I think the more interesting thing about the house is virtually everybody who has ever been employed here during my tenure at the Hager house are pretty much scared to go down in the cellar by themselves. And I don't know why. They just get a creepy feeling and they don't like it down there.
The producers of this program walked through the house with a psychic who described the images they got from the basement as those being associated with the death of either an animal or human. The images were described as all having large amounts of blood associated with them.
John has said that he's heard someone yelling from the basement in that corner, someone calling his name, different noises coming from the basement area. And no one else I work with likes the basement. No one's ever liked it.
I've even had one former tour guide say a scream came from the cellar of the house one day. Again, noises carrying City Park. Maybe that noise came from somewhere else.
Jonathan Hager built the house over 2 springs. Both springs are located in the basement of the house, where a large stone fireplace sits. It is believed that most of the cooking was done down in the basement year-round. Also located in the basement is a large double door that leads outside. This door is large enough to have brought in livestock for butchering. Are the images that our psychic saw associated with butchering livestock for a weekly meal? Or could it be something more sinister? We'll never know, and the spirits in the house just aren't talking. Jonathan Hager died on November the 5th, 1776, from wounds he received while helping to construct the Zion Reformed Church, which sits on top of the hill on North Potomac Street. There are actually 2 different accounts of how Jonathan Hager died. Both stories agree on what killed him. A huge log fell on him and crushed him. But the location of the accident is what is different. The first says he was actually killed at the church while he was helping with the construction. The other version of the story say that he was killed at a sawmill along the Antietam Creek when a log rolled on him and crushed him. No matter where the accident occurred, Jonathan Hager and his family finally ended up here at Zion Reformed Church. Could it be that his final resting place isn't there, but here, at his home in today's City Park?
I don't think it's the Hagers. I think it might be the Hammond family or the Roars. Probably the Hammonds. He had a lot of children that died in the house, and most of the stuff that happens would be things that kids would do, like moving the corncob doll and stuff like that.
Whether or not someone believes in these particular episodes or not, that's up to them personally. I think it's very interesting that virtually in all religions there's some discussion of afterlife, yet when you bring it up you see something that looks like it might be evidence, people seem to go a little bit nuts about it. I don't know if these things actually happen. I think there's various energies that will always stay around. I mean, energy is never, I guess, like matter, created or destroyed. I think things just happen. I don't look at reasons why they're happening. I think most of the things at the Hager house are what I call passages in time incidents where somebody ran up the steps once upon a time, it just happened again. The energy is just always there. I think they're important, again, to cut through the story and try to find the truth behind it. Because, let's say someone did run up the steps. Maybe we can find out exactly why he ran up the steps. Maybe there was someone upstairs who was in trouble and he ran up to help that person. We don't know. Again, you have to spend a lot of time cutting through everything else, and then maybe you can make a determination as to exactly what happened.
The next time you visit downtown Hagerstown, take notice of some of the older buildings around you. What kind of stories do they have to tell? What events took place inside these buildings long ago? You'll find the answers to some of these questions every October when the city hosts guided ghost tours throughout the downtown area. These walking tours take visitors on a tour of downtown Hagerstown and tell the history associated with some of the older buildings. These tours have grown more popular every year. And next, we'll bring you some of our visitors' favorites in our Ghosts of Hagerstown segment. Hagerstown began as a frontier town laid out in September 1762 by Jonathan Hager on a tract of land he called New Work. Hager laid out 520 lots of 1/2 acre each among 7 streets. These streets today are known as Walnut, Jonathan,